which means let's get you to million to billion just because it's fun. Now, let's keep in mind, my name is Ray, last name is Reynolds. I've been teaching and preaching for about 40 plus years. And, I was lucky and abused as a child, so I got to listen and learn. One of the biggest things I got to do is basically I wanted to get out of what I call hell. So today I'll show you how to get to million to billion, give you some good rules and tools. But you're going to have to need a pen and a tablet to write it down. Getting past go to me is pretty simple. There's a board behind me. When I write, I want you to write. You see, here's the problem. It's like when I watched my son yesterday watching one of his favorite movies. What does he do? He says the lines before they say them. See, that's how the mind works. When you write, all right, and you basically see your eyes, your mind, and your body become one. But if you take a picture, which should not, the reality is your phone is smarter than you. So let's do this thing today. Let's write. You see, today we got to stay safe and strong. The world's changing. Remember, we must do our best while Jesus does the rest. We got some choices today, and I want to talk about all of you. Every time I go to reach a goal or reach something I want to do, I've got to write it down and I've got to follow through. The biggest thing I find with people is that some of you, I donate myself to a couple companies. I listen to their call centers. I listen to their scripts, and it sounds great. And they're good companies, but I always wonder about all the ones that are not. You see, one of the biggest problems that I have with most consumers, you expect everyone to have a magic wand. Most people are lazy. Of course, not you. So in other words, you want this all done overnight. And then they basically take your credit card, your Social Security card, and then you better pray to see if it works. You see, I'm sorry to say, my magic wand's been broken for years. I need some new batteries, or maybe I can borrow yours. You see, my biggest problem is I don't like BS. Today, I'm just going to tell you the facts, and the bottom line is I'm pretty well straight. So I'd like you to take a moment and write down the Credit Services Act. You see, here's the thing. If you're going to go get the American dream, all right, you want to go get it and how you want to set yourself up, you have to be a qualified CFO, the Chief Financial Officer for a corporation and structured correctly. But the problem is we got to go back to you because some of you screwed up already. You see, you have a bad credit score, so you hire one of these credit repair companies. And unfortunately, to tell you that, the bottom line is they're a scam. You write down Credit Services Act, it takes you to the Federal Trade Commission. It says they can't collect money up front to do any work. Top of that, it even tells attorneys can't do credit repair. So what are you supposed to do? I'd like you to give me 30 to 60 to 90 days. I'd like you to get stuck with me, so I'm stuck with you. You see, the NACB, all right, basically certified me. I'm the only guy that ever got certified by Ken Yarborough, Security Chief at Tier W and Asperian. I even helped set up their booster program as well. So you might want to pay attention to me. All right, but again, we're going to build a relationship. Personally, I'm going to hold your hand. I might give you the first fish, but I'm going to teach you how to fish as well. This will be up to you. See, credit saved my life as a child and as an adult. So I'm going to go to the board right now. I'd like you to write what I write, please, because you need to know the rules and the tools. So let's write down SSN. SSN, Social Security number, you have one. Draw a line. You have $100,000 of credit yet? No? You should. Don't use more than 29% on any given credit card. Have $71,000 safety credit. See, here's a couple of problems we got. First of all, when you lose your job, the biggest problem you have is you run out of time. You run out of money, you run out of credit. Don't you remember they said have money for a rainy day? I don't know about you, but it doesn't rain in my life, it always pours. So I want you to think about this. What if you had $100,000 of credit and you listened to me and you only used 29%? That would give you $71,000 of safety credit just in case there's a pandemic like I went through. All right, mine was number 9. It's called swine flu. So the bottom line is we got COVID-19 now. So guess what? We got to protect ourselves. So that would give you time for up to a year to buy time and play catch up, not fall down. You see, when you need $5,000, what do? You ask your friends and family, you got an emergency? You go to the bank and they tell you no. Isn't that fun? Did you know $5,000 is only $50 a month? I mean, literally. Most of you piss away $150 a week, which is ridiculous, but that's what you do. So let's understand something. if we look at what you kind of waste or piss away in a week, and you take that 4 times 4.3 weeks in a month, do you know you waste over $600? Do you know if I took a credit card that's $50,000 and I maxed it out, the payment is $612.26? So you got some choices here to listen and learn. My goal is to change your life if I can. See, I got that pandemic over 9. That was called swine flu and pneumonia. Here's me laying there. I'm worth millions and billions and nobody cared at all. You see, all I did is I take people to watch the fireworks on July 4th, 2009. Now, I'm from Show Me State. In other words, show me or shut up. I don't like people that go blah, 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 blah. In other words, they talk and they're full of BS. And they just create a mess. Me, I park my yachts and race boats in the backyard. Where you park yours. So the bottom line is this. No matter what you got, you can still die. Or you can go in a coma, all right, and your life can be changed. You see, I've never been comfortable a day in my life. As a kid, I had to steal and eat out of a trash can. I've been homeless 3 times in my life. I'm going for $10 billion now because I know I can do it in about 36 months. The last time I did $3.6 billion was 2008. Today, I'd like you to look in the mirror and stare at yourself. You see, I need you to take responsibility for you. Ask yourself 2 questions. Have I completed everything I need to? Is there more to be done? Now, here's a problem I watch with old people for 43 years doing seminars, workshops too. You know what I watch them? Every time they went to go do something, they ask their friends and family their opinion. And they come back and they said this, this, and that. Do you know what your biggest problem is? You let people hold you back. And then you let them get in here. And then you hold yourself back. You see, every one of you should have $1 million to $1 billion company today. The only problem is you're in your own damn way. You got some choices. I'd like you to do me a favor for at least 90 days or less. Shh, don't tell anybody what you're going to do. You see, we're going to see it, believe it, go get it. At the end of that, they're going to ask you how you did it. I don't want anybody to slow you down, not even you. I want you chasing the money, chasing the dream. I want you getting the heck out of your own damn way. Because there's no stopping you now because you met me today. You see, I learned at 9.5, all right, as I learned at 7.5 years old, that a corporation's a legal person. Isn't that nice? I studied from 7.5 to 9.5 years old, and I connected all the dots. I needed a blueprint back then. It doesn't even exist now unless you go through me. I connected all the dots. This time, you're going to have to follow through. We're all getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. But guess what? You'll probably go back to the job you hate. Then when they fire you, you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some damn pizza. Truly not the American dream. You see, today I want to talk about 4 points of income. Real estate, let's fix it up. Let's invest. How about a franchise, a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's? Or maybe you want to be a mom and pop, and I pray not. What are you going to do? Make the burgers, the fries, and the hamburgers, and the pizzas too? That'd be kind of silly of you. Profit sharing is a better way. How about 84 ways to leverage money? Write it down. There's 84 ways to turn this into $1 million to $1 billion. And all you got to learn how to do is play. It's called Winning the Game of Business. I wrote that first book 43 years ago. Now let's focus on a Lamborghini. You see, everybody around you see that are rich and famous drive company cars, and they write it all off. You know, what do? You barely get a paycheck, but you don't get a check. You get the leftover. You get the leftover, then you pay for a car you should not. Then you basically maintain your bills the best you can. Then you steal some money from the family. And then you screw it up and bring the pain home. Sorry to say, the lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. We're not stupid people, but we all do something stupid sometimes. So let's understand something. Corporations do not pay tax till they make a profit. You know, quit using your paycheck that you barely get because it's taxed before you get it. The payment, the gas, the registration, insurance belongs to a corporation and not you. Please write it down. It's called cash flow. Free up your time. I don't care what anybody says. If you got the cash flow, you free up your time, you can design the life that God has given you, the abundance, what you choose to do. I love YouTube. I love watching motivation every day. But at the end of the day, they got a story to say. Somebody helped them out. Like Quincy Jones helped Oprah, discovered her too. I never got mine. What about you? You see, at the end of the day, I got a story to tell. So do you. You see, what we need is the rules and the tools. It's the only way we're going to get it. Write down Ray's rules. There are 20,000 rules I mapped out since I was 9.5. You follow the rules and the tools and you will have a multi-million-dollar company, period. I'll guarantee it. The reality is now you have a blueprint and a map to go get it. This time I don't want you to bring the pain home. You've all done that before. Sorry to say, that kind of sucks. You see, there's a science behind all this madness. But you got to go back to you. Every time we got to repackage you. Because you're all different people. You see, you got a Social Security card. You probably haven't read the front and back at all. All right, you got to take the time today and read it. It says do not laminate, don't use for writing purposes, and it'll tell you it's not even yours. So why the hell do you have it? That's pretty simple. All right, because the government gets to bond us each for $35 million apiece. Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, you know what? They've been printing money 24/7. And ever since that day, every woman who delivers a baby must sign an SSN form before the baby can go in the stroller, the car seat, and go home. Let's go back to the board before you screw up some more. I want you to understand something. You have the ability to quit being the damn duck. Quack, quack. SS4 times 4. Come on, keep up with me. Draw a square, put an M in the box, do a corporate umbrella. I want you to do 4 divisions the way I designed it in 1986. One will be real estate, one will be franchise, one will be current business. I want you to change your life. All right? And I'm going to tell you, you have no excuses after meeting me. Some of you have a corporation today, and you probably named it after you. By the way, that's called silly and dumb. You made yourself the duck. Then you also probably named it for what it does. That's called double dum-dum. Let's go back to the board. Draw a line, please. I can get you $100,000 to $1 million per SS4. That could be $400,000. That could be $4 million. How much would you like? You circle the corporation. You point it to a division. You see, you've got to watch what's in your face. You watched cities fall bankruptcy before. Every city is a corporation managed by the state, which is a corporation managed by the federal government, which is a corporation. You watch rich and famous people file bankruptcy too, kind of like you. But they're still rich and famous, and you're not. Oh, we watched Wells Fargo Bank steal identity, including mine twice. They got basically fined $3 billion. They wrote it off, and they closed 450 locations. Hell, they got away with it. Let's go back to the board so you understand. Yes, one of your divisions is going to screw up, but it's not going to be the corporation. It's not going to be you. You got the ability to do this right. But again, let's see. I got a division that might have a problem. I'm going to do the 3-step. You ready to write it down? Come on, there's only 3 things you have to do. All right, this is what I want you to do on the blueprint. Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save it, bankrupt that piece. Then open another piece to replace the one we lost. I've been drawing my blueprints since I was 9.5. Isn't it about time you pay attention? I don't know what's wrong with you people. You take money from the family, you roll the dice, screw it up, bring the pain home. That sucks. That's called silly and dumb. I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it when you have the ability to build the corporate credit right, because I wrote the rules and the tools. All you got to do is follow me. And in the beginning, I'll even do the first fish and teach you how to fish. The whole world needs to know what I know. That way we don't have to have any problems of money. All we get to do is get the money so we get the honey. And that's all it needs to be done. There's Nixon. He took the gold standard out. We've been printing money 24/7. Whee! Oh, there's Mama. She just delivered a baby. Guess what she has to sign before the baby can go home? An SSN form. It's federally mandated. Don't you get this yet? You got to understand how to play the game. I've been learning this and teaching this for 43 years. I wrote my first blueprint at 9.5. Personal credit, Social Security number, you leave that alone. Don't you steal from the family. That's called silly and dumb. Corporations got a tax ID, divisions got tax ID, subsidiaries got tax IDs, and more. You got to realize, who the heck wants to be the duck? You? When there's a bankruptcy, it's a Social Security number or a tax ID. You pick it. It's up to you. You know, I don't want it to be me. I don't want it to be the corporation. Hell, let's have a division. They're only $26. For $26, I can play the game and give it a shot. Long as I'm trying, I'm not dying. And if I'm not trying, I might as well just give it up. But here we got to go back to you. You listen to your friends and family, all right, the credit bureaus, the banker, all right, the candlestick maker, and all the silly people around you. And then some of you hire credit repair companies that are flakes. There's a reason the NACB certified me as the most knowledgeable person on the planet. But again, you have to listen and learn. You need a 720 to an 820 to be a good CFO. All right, a CFO is a chief financial officer. But every time I turn around, I got a good number, look at me. I got an 803 yesterday, and the man goes, why can't I get more credit? Look at the science behind it. It's not just a damn number. Will you not listen to me? A 733, 3 crappy accounts and no green lights, even on Credit Karma. Bottom line is, you got a choice, all right, to understand. Here's a client. He's got a 758 at one time. He's got all this great happening, but that's what he does. He basically bought trade lines and used authorized user crap. Trade lines are crap. You can get a number with a trade line, but you can't get any more. Don't you get this? An authorized user is crap as well. It's in the way. There's only 8 credit cards you're going to play with anyway. But again, I had to fix the mess. Now it's dropped to a 703, and it's in a 698. It's dropping because he's made a mess. He's got no green lights. If I don't analyze you and tell you what you need to do, that's on you. And every Saturday, I'm the one who does status updates. I tell you, I'm doing 98% for you. I'm going to have not a gift card, a cash card for $1,000. You can reimburse yourself. Now you're on top of the game. You got no excuses. This program is to be expedited in 90 days or less, no matter how your big mess can be. You got 877-519-7509. You're stuck with me. The bottom line is I want to make sure you and I build a relationship. Remember, I broadcast twice a day, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday. I've done this for 43 years. There's a reason I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years. Because everything I do is expedited because you're impatient like everyone else. We expedite everything to be done in 30, 60, or 90 days or less. So we use Zelle, wire, or deposit. Take a picture. I don't have any excuses, and neither do you. Saturdays again at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You're stuck with me. I do the status updates. I know your case in and out. Luckily, God gave me a brain that's IQ off the chart and total recall on most things. So I'm just going to have some fun. I'm going to say I'm doing 98% for you. I want you to do 1 or 2 things. Then I'll pop you some more credit and get you on top of the game. I need to repackage your life because you're all screwing up in different areas you don't need to. This client has said, hey, you screwed up. Flat out. I told it like it is. You crashed the Rapid twice. You jacked up your cards. But all you got to do is listen to me. You pay for another Rapid rescore. You did. Fantastic. You pay those cards down 720. I'm going to get you to million to billion if you allow me to. Then I want you to tell the whole world, look what Ray did for me. When you start doing things in the future, the first thing I want you to think to yourself is, how would Ray do this? Because you'll be thinking, because I want it done my way. You want to make some money today? It's pretty simple. Before you think about me, I want you to basically loan the money, not spend the money. I'll show you what I mean through this overview. Yes, we're going to fall down and go boo-hoo-hoo. Bunch of whiny babies I see half the time. They go back to the job they hate. They drive that damn Uber, deliver pizza, not truly the American dream. Or be like me, get your butt back up again and again, tough it out, grow up and let's go get it. Nothing stops you but you. Don't you get this yet? It's going to be up to you. I don't care the mess you make. Those are the 8 kind of credit cards you get personally or corporations, period. Tell me more. All right, unless they're crappy cards, and I don't want crappy cards at all. Corporations get to write it all off, including the interest rate, and you cannot. 8 credit cards per division, 9 lines of credit, 8 supply cards, 10 vendor cards, 10 marketing cards, 6 lease cards, gas cards, and cash cards. Because I'm an affiliate to 115 creditors, I get to see what you don't get to see. Then I get to basically pop credit for you, division, corporation, simultaneously. Daryl's a nice guy. But the problem with he's got basically 9 cards that equal $30,000. But they're all personal cards and you can't write it all off. He said, Ray, can you give me a big card today? I loaded it in my system, did a rapid refresh. I got him a $61,000 card. He gets to write it all off. How do you think I'm doing for him? Then I got him a gold and a platinum too. I showed him how to push him up to $1 million. From there, I got him a line of credit. And then they offered, because, guess what? Warren Buffett owns American Express. They offered 99 more cards. And I said, no, thank you. All I want is 10. I want you to listen to me very carefully right now. Every one of you. All right? We all go through bad times. But you don't have to be the Doug. The way I've designed the division, within time, it'll have its own tax ID. It'll have its own Experian, TransUnion, Equifax business report. That could be a bucket of money, a piece of property, it could be a restaurant, whatever you want it to be. Your current business. You see, if something screws up, you got 8 more to go. Why the hell would you bring the pain home? You better call 877-519-7509 today and get stuck with me. They even offer these cards now for every division you want. How many you like? You want a credit line, personal or business credit? Let me know. I'll get you 5,000 to 50 to 100,000 to $1 million. We're going to build a relationship and we're going to build your dreams. There's a reason 16 million people love me, because I shook them up and woke them up. Ray's Rule, there's 20,000 of these. You got 877-519-7509. There's the Zelle, there's the wire, there's the direct deposit. Make a picture, take a picture, because I want you stuck with me. I want you expedited so I can get you to the next level. You want $1 million of credit? Let me know. Every Saturday for 40 plus years, I have stood there at the Long Beach Marriott, all right, literally, or Holiday Inn. From 7 a.m. to 9 is usually my first class. Classes are online right now. So guess what you get to do? You get to spend the day with me. I don't pass the buck. I do all the classes. I have total recall on most things. And believe me, I'll get you past go. All right? Because anything else is a bunch of BS. Today, we got to think about credit and money. Write down leveraging. Write it down. I want you to know 84 ways to leverage money and credit into millions to billions. House, we got to fix it up, or we got to basically invest. A franchise, you ever notice the franchises, a lot of them stay going through pandemics? McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's. I want to get you one of these, but some of you want to be mom and pop. And I pray not. Let's go back to the board so you don't screw up anymore. This is ridiculous of you. You got the ability to go get what you want to go get. Here's a house. There's your target. Okay. Every time you want a goal, that is an index of a book. Now we need the steps to go get it. You better focus and listen and learn. It's going to be up to you. A house. Okay. So we have to circle that as a goal. There's our arrow. We draw a line. We do a square, an M in the box, a corporate umbrella. And then we put a division there. Remember, every time we can talk about a goal, I got to go back to you. Maybe that's the house you want for you and you already bought it. That's fantastic. Did you know you screwed up? See, escrow told you what to do, but they worked for you. You should have said escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. Unfortunately, you didn't do that. So when they sue you today, when those nasty attorneys on TV, they just take it away. If you don't put everything you got into trust right away, when you die, it's stuck into probate. What is wrong with you? Understand, if this is a property, you're going to fix it up, that's great. You're going to hire a contractor. The contractor is going to hire a subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. But since you got the prize, they're going to cut every corner they can. And when they slip and fall, they're going to sue you and take all you got. You screwed up again. Damn. Write it down. Quick claim deed. Got it? Write it down. I want this quick claim deed to a division, a corporation. I want you to do an assignment of equity. Write it down. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe, all right, for 43 years, I'm still preaching and teaching what works, and you're not listening. I don't get it. See, this time if they slip and fall, they sue the division, and they don't sue you. They can't take anything you got at all. And since you pledged the equity before they tried to sue you and screw you, they get diddly squat. I had had to beg and steal out of a fucking trash can. As a kid, I got to protect everything I got because I don't want to go back. It's about time you step up to the plate. Because guess what? If you don't, what can I say? You want to fix up a piece of property? You're going to need 4 subdivisions. Write it down. Write it down. 4 subdivisions. This is going to be carpet, landscaping, appliances, wood. We want to make sure we get a 70% discount. Up to that, we don't want to pay a bill for 60 days. Because in California, it's $83,000 to fix up a property today. And that kind of sucks. So when the property is fixed up, and when we sell the property and escrow pays off all the bills, we'll have $200,000 left over. Now, again, we got to go back to some of you. Some of you do not know how to think because what you did is you tried to play peekaboo with the IRS and you made a mess. In other words, I don't want to pay tax. Bunch of dummies. If you're one of those, it's called stupid. You see, a corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. You can't even get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system where you belong. You got to go to irs.gov. See if they'll put you in a forgiveness program. What about the 656 and a 433A and B? Get the damn forms. But here's the problem with all of you. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Every one of you had $10,000 to $100,000 and more, and you pissed it away, and a lot of you are broke today. Write down 84 ways to leverage money and credit. See, I'm going to repackage your life. All right? This stupidity is going to stop. You're going to listen to me, and I'm going to get you past go. I want to get you to $1 million to $1 billion company. And I'm going to guarantee it, and I don't have any excuses. Now, we're going to do it my way. This is an application for credit. I want you to get $3 million. Go get it. Come on, I've been teaching and preaching this for 43 years, teaching people how to become millionaires and billionaires. It's about time you listen and learn. You see, how you pass a test is pretty simple. You know the answers before you take the test. The banks can borrow from the feds times 10. They can loan you back 5. So we're going to play the game my way. We're going to take that $200,000 and put it in a CD. We're going to have them give us a line of credit for $200,000. We're going to write a check back here. We have just now created 3 reference points. 3 reference points equal $600,000. And that's what the goal is. You see, when you got money, they know your name. When you don't have diddly squat, who the hell are you? Peekaboo. Company name. Bank account $200,000. CD $200,000. Line of credit $200,000. They can give 5 times this that equals this. I don't get it. Didn't matter if I had swine flu and a coma. I can't stay down. God gave me the rules and the tools, and I know how to get back up again and again. You. Every one of you are going to piss away $100 this week, maybe even today. Because the reality is you should be doing is you should be fighting for your future. You can make it better than your past. The problem is some of you just sitting on your whatever I won't say. You see, when I was a kid, they teased me about OPM. And you know what? I wanted that Rolex too. I really did. Everyone else has one. But I won't spend money. I hoard the money. I'm always afraid to go back to the pier and have to beg and steal and eat out of a damn trash can. So I figured if I'm as smart as I think I am, I'll go get the Rolex for free. You see, what I did for me is I set up a division for jewelry. The watch was an $89,000 wholesale price. It was $39,000. They overnighted the watch to me. I put a loan on their watch for $46,000. The bill came in. I paid the bill with the loan on the watch I did not own. And I paid for it. I got $7,000 left over. I put it in the bank to maintain the payment. And I got the watch for free. I know how to leverage money and credit 84 ways. Don't you want to listen to me? It's going to be up to you. He's a nice guy, but he's a pain in the butt. He calls the office 16 times and won't hear no, no, no. He tells everybody in the office, Ray said never hear a no. And they kept saying, Ray makes $3,000 an hour and $25,000 a day. You must pay before you talk to Ray. He faxed over a letter. He faxed over a check. I finally got tired of him calling the office. I said, what do you want? How can I help you? I won a lotto ticket of $1 million. Good for you. But Ray, I said, no. The bottom line is you have to pay tax. All right? You're going to keep $375,000. The rest goes to the IRS. Good luck. But I know you know how to play, Ray, so teach me your way. You got to pay me my fee. I promised to pay you. I said, why don't you just put the money in the damn bank? Huh? Just like you would say. I want you to reference it by 3. Then the bank will give you times 5. They gave him $15 million. He bought a bunch of McDonald's. He paid the tax, got past go. To this day, I'm still waiting for my damn check. You see, your friends and family screw you over, huh? Come on, tell the truth. You got to quit listening to them and go get it. All right, no matter what I have to do, I got to take my positive energy and go positive future. I can make more money and just say, hey, God will take care of that. Referrals make you money. You get them to webinar with me, they zell in, I'll zell you back up to 20%. I have no excuses. Neither do you. I've trained rich and famous attorneys and CPAs for years, my 84 ways to leverage money and credit. If you look at the little lists right there, they pay themselves $1 to $0 per year. They're not silly enough to want a paycheck. You see, I was known as the incorporator for rich and famous. There might be a couple here you might recognize. Oh, that's only President Bill Clinton, Fishborn and Mama. Just for the fun of it. There's Michael. I loved him for many years. Kurt Cobain was great, God rest his soul. Kevin Costner. Ricky Ross, free Ray, Ricky Ross, come on down. Pretty simple. You got a choice. The college professor of Biola University helped get his books published in front. You see, you got to remember something. Everyone talks about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, this and that. It's amazing how many silly people, all right, don't really understand. If you studied his father and him, you'd realize how he plays the game. Mr. Buffett donated everything he's got to Belinda Gates. He wrote it off. He's leveraging. He's still one of the richest guys in the world. How do you give her everything you got and you're still the richest guy in the world? You leverage. How do you play in the stock market when you bought ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express? You leverage. When he loses, he writes it off. When he wins, he goes, oops, I did it again. You got to learn how to play the game. Your biggest problem is you. You don't believe in you. You don't believe in yourself. All right? None of you think you can go get a damn McDonald's, and you can. Everybody who has a McDonald's is no different than you. Okay? You're going to have to beat your own doubt. You're going to have to get it right up here. And if you allow me to, I'll even drag you up the hill. What's your goal, please? Is it the right house? Is it the business? Is money in the bank? Paying your bills early? Driving the company car? Raise rules. All right? You can reach your dreams. I can list 1,000 companies that you use every day. They're my students. Let's understand today business opportunity. Let's take $50,000 off of a card. All we have to do is maintain the payment, okay? Let's have some fun. I want you to think about C191D. You see, this allows the word loan 8 times. 8 times. If I take that $50,000 and I divide it by 5 people, and I help 5 people save their house, I give them each $10,000 and I put a second trustee on their house. Then I'm going to call that company. It's my money. I want it now. They factor within 24 hours. So I loan $10,000 on a card. I got to maintain the payment. I call that company. They give me my $10,000 back in cash or check or wire into my account. And so all I'm doing now is collecting a payment. I put a homestead blocker on the house. I do basically a chattel mortgage with the UCC1. 5 people maintain a payment every month. If they don't, I take their house and all their goodies. And when they're going to pay because they don't want to lose their house and goodies, I just created $2,449 of cash flow per month. Just off this. Don't you want to learn my 84 ways to leverage money? You take 100,000, that's 4,000 plus, 150, 7,000 more. You see, God gave me the rules and the tools to give to you. We can all have the abundance like He gave me, but you have to follow through. It's called millions to billions. See it, believe it, go get it. How much money have you wasted in your life so far? How much have you pissed away? If I had it today, I'd make you in a multi-million-dollar company right away. This is ridiculous. Stock the shelf or own the store. Hell, I'm going to own the store every time. You want a credit line? Let me know. You want $5,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million? Raise rules. You'll build a relationship and dreams with me. You got 877-519-7509. There's the Zelle, there's the wire, there's the deposit. Everything I touch needs to be done right away. I want it done in 90 days or less. Here's one. You can invest or just stay out of my way. For the lazy people, maybe this way. Getting My Freedom is an LLP. You get to buy a certificate, all right, and it's basically a certificate of ownership. What are we going to do? It's going to be issued to your corporation, $1,000. You're going to waste it anyway. Why don't you just have some fun with me? I'm going to play with the properties. I'm going to play with the franchises. And then you're going to have a payout. Their first payout is May 1st, 2021. By the way, there's only 100 people allowed in this program, and it's almost full. You let this pass you by, what else is new? That's up to you. Use Zelle, wire, deposit $1,000 today. All right, you'll have a payout on May 1st, 2021. Think and be the impossible, building and reaching the dream. You see, a lot of you are going to go, boo-hoo-hoo, I was born here, blah, 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 mommy, daddy, blah, blah. It's all crap. I was born in a damn taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. I had to eat out of a trash can. I've been homeless 3 times in my life. So shut up and let's go get it. Everything else is crap. You know, the credit hotline, about a week and a half ago, they lost their last warehouse. COVID-19 wiped it away. 80% of their employees are collecting unemployment. Someone gave them an extra $600. Daddy, you want to come back to work? Why would they have to? They're making more than that than when they got paid. They should have adjusted it just to cover their paychecks. They gave them a raise. Here's what they found in the back of the warehouse. 30 sets of my books. The originals with all my notes. That I created my first $10 million. It's $999 today. You only have a couple left. Understand something. Stop waiting for the bus with all the money. I never got mine. You're never going to get yours. It's not coming. You're going to have to drive your own dream. If you haven't paid attention yet, I'm not going to give you a piece of the pie. I'm going to rebuild your whole pie. I'm going to give you and repackage everything you're doing. Because I want you to, from now on, when you do something, how would Ray do this? How would Ray do this? How would Ray do this? What are you going to think to yourself? How would Ray do this? We're going to get millions and billions. So you're going to brainwash yourself and get past go. Finding your voice and becoming you. It's about time. Failure just means we're going to get up again and again and again. I never heard no. Every time they said no, I said, thank you, have a nice day, get the hell out of my way. I'm going to do it anyway. God's gift. Had my mansions before my coma. Guess what? There's the corporate yacht and race boats. Where you park yours again? I'm from Show Me State. I park in my backyard. I love corporate helicopters, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and buildings too. Wouldn't you? Ray's rules. There's 20,000 of these. This blueprint works step by step. I'll hand you the first fish and I'll teach you how to fish. This time you better protect yourself as you build your dreams. That's right. Some of your friends and family have ripped you off in the past. It's going to be up to you. You see, the first thing I want you to do is change your driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address. Because every time you whip it out when you cash a check and use a debit card, here's where I live. Come rob my house. Come sue me. Take it away. Before I turn to the next slide, listen to me. I want you to go to the people you always listen to, the ones that hold you back, and tell them, I want to change my driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address. What do you think? And just sit back and watch the blah, 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 talking out their butts. It's amazing how many people are full of what? Then I want you to focus on the Driver's Privacy Protection Act after the Schaefer Bill. You better understand, I do things that are fact. All right? The last time you bought a car, you let some guy with an ugly shirt and an ugly tie Sweat you for 2.5 hours. You got lost 5,000 plus. You're probably up to 9 inquiries too. Silly of you. You see, anytime somebody hands you a piece of paper and they say, we need your permission to run your credit, it's okay to fill it out. Next to your signature, you write down, this allows one inquiry only. You take a picture. You don't let them abuse you. From now on, you're going to buy cars at fleet price. You're going to do it the way Ray does it. Let's go back to the board before you screw up some more. It's pretty simple. I want you to focus, and let's say, here's a registration through a pink slip. Here's a car. All right, here's a corporation. Here's a division. We got that M in the box. It's pretty simple. Every car, all right, is registered owner right here, lien holder. The registered owner is who they sue, and that's usually you. And then they take it all away. Circle registered owner, make it the division, lien holder of the corporation. Let's understand something. Now, if they sue the registered owner, it's not you. They can't take anything away. They sue the division instead of you. And since you pledge the equity to the corporation, they get diddly squat. Isn't that fair? So, you're going to have to realize something. I want to repackage your whole life. No matter what you do, what you say, I want you to do it Ray's way. Buy cars at fleet price from now on. Write it down. Every car from now on, we register to a division of a corporation. Boom, boom. You got to realize a pink slip can save your assets. The registered owner is always the duck. Registered owner, should it be a division or a corporation? Today you're going to have to focus. If you die, everything you got stuck in a probate. It's not in a trust. If you basically get sued, they're going to take it away. You might want to Google the word trust today. Bulletproof you and your family. Make sure you never bring the pain home. All right? You got attorneys on TV every day trying to sue everybody for everything they got. Might be a couple of your friends and family. Look at this. I love this. This is a great guy. Him and his wife go to church. Her name is Mary. They got kids. They got grandkids. They all go to church every Sunday. He decides to fall. Ooh, I fell. I can't get up. But they didn't hear him the first time, so he leaned back up and he slammed it again. This time they heard him. He sued him for $10 million. Luckily, there's a videotape. I wonder how they feel about Grandpa, Papa. All right, and they made him proud. Isn't that great? You got a choice today. See, on July 3rd, 2009, I took the corporate yacht from my backyard. And I said, fill it up. I used a corporate credit card. It was $1,600. You know, I can write off the credit card and the interest rate. July 4th, my wife and I took people to take to watch the fireworks. July 5th, I'm in a coma. But again, I'm from Show Me State. Show me your Lamborghinis or Ferraris and your yachts and race boats. I park mine in the backyard or the garage. Remember, I'm from Show Me State. Even after the coma, I walked around for 5 weeks with an oxygen tank. I put my credit back to an 820. And then 6 weeks later, I got $1 million of credit again. God's using me to help you if you'll pay attention today. All right, I made my promise to God when I was in my coma that I'd help everybody the rest of my life. I got to keep my promise. If I don't, He'll take everything I got. All I know is the more I help, the more I get. It works for me. And I'm praying for another 50 years. When I do die, the Ray Reynolds University will live on. My son and daughter will take over for me, and they'll make sure my legacy lives on. What's your legacy going to be? What you got when you were born? You got to realize. So let's look at this right now. This is Ray's corporate setup. You can Google basically a corporation today at $1,600. But you don't get me. How would I do it for you? Articles, also tax ID. $999, you're stuck with me. So bottom line is, if you need the workshops, all right, setup class, how to do it first, so understand something. I'm going to hand you the first fish and then teach you how to fish. From there, level 1 is going to teach you how to set up divisions. So if you need basically the corporation or the setup classes and the divisions, or you need both, today you can save 10%. It's $17.98. If you do it today, when we have a couple systems left, we have literally the Millionaires Founders Kit. We only have a couple left, no matter what we do. So you have the ability to get 18 books, 18 CDs, then you're stuck with me. But it's okay. You've let things pass you by before. All right, they'll be out of stock by today or more. You can Zelle wire to make a deposit. Take a picture. You see, everything I touch is expedited. Every expert on this planet needs to be challenged every time, even me. So it couldn't sink. Hell, it couldn't even turn. Colonel Sanders didn't get his first check for $1 million till he was 71. Thomas Edison, he didn't give up. Why did you? Bannister told the world to go to hell. The reality is, guess what? Every time I turn around, some ding-dong says white men can't jump. I don't get it. I've been kicking the door jam since I was 10 and a half, and I used to kick the basketball hoop, and they all went, whoa. See, I had to learn to jump. I learned how to fly. God gave me the ability. You see, you can touch it, you can kick it. I had obtained every goal I ever wanted by the time I was 26, using the rules and the tools. Now, I got millions of clients that love me, but I got a couple turds in the bowl. No matter what I say or do, they're always in the way. I always tell them to shut up and show up. Been at the Marriott for 40 plus years. I've been teaching and preaching for 43. Not everybody likes me. Not everybody likes you. So guess what we get to do? If they can crucify Jesus Christ, who are we? Your biggest problem is your lack of commitment to you. I'll give you 90 days of me, and I'll get you to million to billion if you just get out of my way. You see, the way you receive money matters, but you got to learn to do it my way. You want $1 million paycheck today? Raise that hand high as you can, and I'm going to call you stupid to your face. You only keep $375. You want $1 million in a corporation? I'm going to call you brilliant. You get to pay all the bills first, and then you pay the tax. Learning how to play. Richard's a nice guy. He won Survivor the first show. It was real nice of him. But out of the $1 million check, he gets to keep $375. You see, he doesn't get to keep the $375. That means the IRS gets the rest because it's personal income. Remember, you can refer people in today. When they Zelle in, we Zelle you back right away. You got a choice. You can fax it, make your list, check it twice. So let's talk about motivation for a moment here. I love motivation, like I said before. Motivation's nice. I like to hear their stories and how they got through it. But at the end of the day, I got my story, too, and so do you. So I didn't get my Quincy Jones. Okay? So the bottom line is that's to discover Oprah. All right? So if we're not going to get that break from someone's going to give us that one time, we better have what? God in us. I wanted my Quincy Jones, too. Sorry, we all need one. All right? I never received mine. I'd like to be yours. We all need a hero. God is mine. I'd like to be yours, if you allow me to. See, at the end of the day, you're going to tell your story. Nobody cares, I'm sorry to say. But me, I'm going to get you to up to an 820 credit score. Up to $100,000 of credit more for your family, protect it. Then a corporation and divisions up to $1 million. Now, if you don't listen to me, you're just going to get stuck. That's up to you. Then you're going to be in the desert going, what's next? What am I going to do? Well, you should let me be your next. It's called cash flow, free up your time. Credit lines are simple. I got to rebuild you and do it through the dashboards. All right, we can build a relationship in your dreams using raised rules. There's 20,000 of these. You got 877-519-7509. I use Zelle wire deposit for credit hotline. The reason being, I want everything expedited right away. It's all up to you as you do this. Remember, on Saturday morning, what do? I do classes all through the day. My first class starts at 7 a.m., all right, Pacific Standard Time. As you do this, you have to listen and learn. I'm going to hand you the first fish, then I'm going to teach you how to fish. Now, what I'm about to say, I learned this at 7.5. I'm not here to be giving you legal advice. Chapter 18 of Corporation says a legal person is and can be sued or be sued. Corporation's a legal person. So today you don't have to spend $1,600 like it says on the internet. You can stuck with me for $999. Articles, Oscillus, tax ID. Now you're stuck with me. From there, I'll put you in a setup class if you like, if you already have the corporation or both. And then from there, because I'm going to teach you the first fish and teach you how to fish. Level 1, I'm going to teach you how to set up divisions correctly, my way, the way I invented it. the way it needs to go. If you need both of those today, it's $17.98. You get to save 10%. While you buy both of those today, all right, you're going to get one of the last, and probably 1, 2, or 3 kits I have left. Because I found 30 sets of the ones that got me my first $10 million years ago. They cleared out their last office. So if it's there today before you sell, you're good. If you sell and find out it's out of stock, sorry, we're not printing it anymore. It's going to be up to you. You can sell, wire, or deposit. There's nothing and there's no excuses in your way. So let's look at the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. It turns corporations into people. We the people, the United States of America. Did you know the United States of America incorporated ever since Nixon took the gold standard out? They've been printing money 24/7. They manage 50 states. All states are corporations. The states manage the cities. The cities are corporations too. They're so smart they created their own little bankruptcy, called it Chapter 9. It's public record. You see, even Wells Fargo Bank set up in 1852 screwed me twice and stole my identity. Those employees should have went to prison. They got fined $3 billion. They wrote it off. They shut down 450 locations. And now they're still worth billions of dollars. Raise rules. Don't you ever have joint credit again. That's called silly and dumb. The next time you buy a house, escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. Nobody's stupid enough to have a house in their name today, are they? I pray not. Corporation, you don't name it after you. That's all silly and dumb. You don't name it for what it does. That's called double dum-dum. And you always have up to $1 million of credit. You know, when I was a kid, they kept saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I kept asking the question, what does this mean? What does it mean? I found out these dummies were just repeating the same stupid thing. They had no idea. The way I've designed it, divisions to manage real estate, franchise, current business, is how you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, I created a program for you. You got to listen to me, and I'll do all the work for you. 720 to an 820 credit score. Credit rebuilding, $499. You want to add a rapid to push it to an 820 and more? It's $998. You do both of them at the same time, I'm going to give you a $1,000 cash credit card. It'll probably be a Capital One. The program will be expedited today, 90 days or less, no matter what a mess you got. It's 877-519-7509. There's Zelle, wire, or deposit. No excuses now. Here's something I created for all of you called Millionaires in the Making Workshop. Step 1. I added a lot of things together for you. Credit rebuilding, wrapper rescore, corporate articles, tax ID, officers list setup, class level 1 for divisions, 2 analyzations to analyzing the beginning and the end. All of that is $2,999 today. And if you want to add some credit, how much you want? If you do both, you get to save 10%. And on top of that, you get one of the last and final Millionaires Founders Kit. 18 books, 18 CDs, now you're stuck with me. No excuses. Zelle, wire, deposit so we can expedite it today. The American dream is receiving money every month. Pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, and master Ray's rules. 20,000 of these. Each one of you, I can guarantee you have wasted or pissed away $10,000 in your life or more trying to better yourself. What you need is a coach like me that gives you the rules and the steps, not just give you a bunch of fluffity fluff and listen to a story. Millions to billions. The Millionaire Workshop. Step 1, $29.99. Add some credit. Get them both. You get one of the last systems, all right, that's on the planet today. Millionaires Founders Kit. 18 books, 18 CDs. There's the Zelle, there's the wire, there's the deposit. At the end of the day, all I can say is I have millions of people I've helped build to millions to billions. You've been looking for me, and I'm here all along. All you got to do is listen to me. I'll hand you the first fish, I'll teach you how to fish, and I'll even guarantee it. We will build a relationship, and you will build your dream. That way I can make sure you get there, and you can tell the world I did it with you, because God gave it to me to give to you. Remember, I'm the guy that does the status updates on Saturday. I'll tell you I'm doing 98% for you. I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. That's about it. Then I call out your case number and we pop you some more credit. I like simple, I like the KISS method. Stay safe, stay strong today. Today we find ourselves sitting here waiting for what's next to come. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I don't pass the buck. You're stuck with me. You got 877-519-7509. The credit hotline is here to help you, and I'll hold your hand every step of the way. I will hand you the fish, and I'll teach you how to fish. Got no excuses. I haven't had a paycheck for decades, and I don't need one. I need to keep my promise. That's all I'm trying to do. I can help each and every one of you. If you like it, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, if you just want to go back to the job you hate, that's up to you. Or you can call 877-519-7509. Always, always remember, at the end of the day, God loves us all.